So, good afternoon. You're probably wondering why I'm standing here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with a dressing gown on. Yes, this is a dressing gown. Well, essentially, I'm playing darts. It's my darts video, it's episode 11, but I'm doing some science with it today. So, what I've really wanted to do is I wanted to look if there are any scientific research papers. Obviously, when I was at university, you had to quote text from loads of research papers, and I just wondered if there were any for darts. And if there's anything I can maybe take from that to put into my practice session, because we're going to have a proper practice session again today. So what I'm going to do is I've got three essentially. I've looked at a proper study. I've looked at one where there's some statistics to back it up. I've got a couple of others where one's just my own opinion, and then another one's kind of an opinion in the darts world by a few players. And there's some science to back it up, but not a lot of science. So kind of three different ones today, and I'll go through them, as we go along. Haven't seen these videos before. Essentially, I used to be a Unicorn sponsored player. Unicorn used to make all the dartboards, and they sponsored the best players like Phil Taylor, Raymond van Barneveld, Adrian Lewis, Gary Anderson, James Wade, John Park, multiple world champions over the years. And yeah, I was part of their Generation 180 team. And I essentially gave up 11 years ago, probably longer than that actually, now 13 years ago, just because struggle for confidence and life just moves on. So yeah, I want to see if I can turn pro in A team. Let's kind of rediscover that form and relive that childhood dream I had. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly show you a screenshot of the first sort of study I'm going to do. I'm just going to play a normal leg and then essentially put that sort of thing in practice, which the research says, and just see which one ends up being better. So yeah, we'll find out if the science backs up my performance. What you would have just seen was there was a paper that essentially said the first dart is the one where there's a greater variability. That's the dart where people tend to get the lowest score. So if you have all the three darts, that tends to be the one where most people get the lowest score individually. And that's probably true. And the reason they said that is there's that variability. So you're walking back, you might be waiting for a play, you might go for a drink, all those little things that you do in between, you're expecting a little bit more variation. But of course, we know in darts, anyone who plays darts, the first dart is so important. Players like Luke Littler, if they get that first dart in, they tend to follow it and hit a 180. So it's really important to get that first dart right. Now, what have I seen a lot of players do? Well, I've seen actually, I say a lot of players, not many, but there's a lot of the overseas players tend to do this. They'll throw an imaginary dart first and then they'll go into their action. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a normal leg, just see how many darts it takes me. And then for the second leg, I'm going to do an imaginary dart and then I'm going to throw. So essentially it's like throwing 4 darts, but the first one is invisible. And we'll see if that maybe helps counter that issue that the researchers found, that basically the first dart is the one where people mainly throw badly. So yeah, let's give that a try. We'll count the amount of darts it takes, and yeah, we'll hopefully get an improvement in the second leg. "40, 461. So yeah, this is just the leg without any interference, just throwing them as normal. I've just been to the gym, so my arms again, I can feel the weights. Oh, tell you what, I've only thrown literally 6 darts, no practice ones today, and got treble 19 in there. I'll take that. So yeah, 77 scored, 384. Maybe we'll actually average over 60 for a change. Okay, so we're 18 darts in. I'm doing all right. I'm on 211. Treble 20. Oh. For some reason I'm throwing slower than normal, but that's 100 there. So 111. 21 darts. It's not amazing, mind you, but I've certainly thrown worse. Come on. Treble 19. Single 14. Oh, I've wired it. Oh, it's fallen out. Oh, hang on, it was in anyway. The first dart was in. I think I need to go back to Specsavers. So that means it was 25 darts. I'll take that. We'll work out the average. I believe it's 20.88 as a 1 dart, but we'll work that out. 60.12, so not great. But I'm quite happy with that, considering that's the first 25 darts I've thrown today. I didn't even realise it was in. So I'm going to now try throwing the imaginary dart, because apparently there's more variants. Right, let's see how we get on. Oh. 85. I'm playing alright, you know. Maybe this imaginary dart's going to help as well. Let's keep going. 132, which I'm quite happy with, to be honest with you. I quite like ball double 16. And that's 18 darts. So I think I'm just ahead at the moment, aren't I? 7 darts or under to get this. Right, 25, 107, 88. Oh, treble 7. So 88, 67 left. But again, I'm happy. I'm really grouping them well. Obviously, I went ball first dart, treble 19 second dart, and treble 16 third dart. It's looking all right. I don't even know if I did the imaginary one that time. This has to go. No, so that means I've got it last dart on double 10. But that means I've done 30 darts, so not so good on that one. But to be honest with you, if I hadn't missed the doubles, it wasn't a lot different. So the real takeaway there is that extra sort of motion didn't particularly make a huge difference to me. I think I'm forgetting it, and of course sometimes when you pause you almost feel like you're resetting your throw anyway, so I think it's something I'd have to do after every pause as opposed to just the very first dart. But yeah, it's not something that particularly feels too unnatural, too different, so it's something I wouldn't necessarily say I won't do again. But let's go on to the next experiment. Okay, so the second one we're going to look at was another study. I believe this one came out in 2018, but it basically said don't focus on internal things, focus on external things, and your performance will improve. Now, what does that mean? Sometimes, and I'm very prone to this, say I'm playing darts and I'm not playing well, I tend to think about where my arm is, am I really following through, all those little things in myself. So that's like internal to me, obviously my elbow, all those things, maybe how high it is or where my shoulders, all those things. They say you should focus on external problems or external things that could distract your mind, and actually that improves performance. So what it said, as you would have just seen, is focus on the dart's flight. So what I'm actually going to do now is when I pull the dart back, I'm just going to focus on the flight. And when it's in the ball, I'm going to do the same sort of thing. I'm just going to focus on just that flight when I bring it back, not the follow through, and just see if that helps my performance. Not really sure about this one, but we'll give it a try, and let's be honest, sometimes you're just rubbish, aren't you? Still playing all right. I'm on 236 after 12. 60, 176. I would say another factor, of course, is I'm starting to definitely get more used to these darts. Oh, that's a 5. Oh, don't speak too soon, Harry. 30. Right, 146. That's 18 darts. Oh, come on. Oh, all right, 104, 21 darts. It's not going so well now. I like treble 16 for this one. 88. Double top. Oh. Right, what's that? 24 darts. So, double 10 for 25 darts. Oh, wide it. Oh no, double check it actually isn't in this time. No, right. That's 27. This round, I'm going to have to stop the footage. It's taking me too long. There it is. 28 darts. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's been a lot worse. It just feels comfortable. That's what I'm glad about. Right, let's now focus on the flight rather than anything else mechanically with my arm. Oh. 77. That feels a bit weird. I feel like I'm not really focusing on the treble 20 here, but surely it means when you're putting it back, because you can't focus on the flight if it's miles away from the treble. So yeah, a little bit confusing this one, but we'll keep going. Right, I've deliberately left myself the big fish, but this leg isn't going particularly well, I must admit. I'm on 21 darts for this already. Oh no. Oh, right, 137, 24 darts. So basically, I have to get this in 4 darts to match it, or take this out, which isn't going to happen. Right, 137. No, treble 3, 128. Or treble 20, 68. 48 left. Well, if I end this in 29 darts, that's not too bad. Oh, tops isn't happening today. Oh, right, double 19 left. Come on. Oh, forget it. Right, double 8. This is my worst leg of the day so far. Oh. But to be honest though, the one thing I'm going to say is I don't like double 8, and it was on the wire there. And I didn't feel like I was worried about the way my arm was going there. Because normally I'm like, I need to adapt my arm or pause a bit more. So maybe just focusing on the flight does help. But yeah, still didn't take it out. Double 2. Double 1. There it is, last start. But that was too many, that was 36 darts. So yeah, I would say there's two things to that, and it's kind of a bit, I'm contradicting myself here. It definitely helped me not worry about my action when I felt a bit more pressure. However, trying to focus on a dart flight while sort of looking at a treble, just that's going to take a bit of practice. But I do kind of see the benefits in terms of if you had something like Dartitis, that definitely working. So interesting one. Again, like the first study, may not have done as well in that leg, but it's something that I think in a difficult moment during a game or under pressure, it could potentially work. Right, time for the last theory now. Okay, so my last theory is actually my own interpretation of something. Now, darts is all about muscle memory. We hear so much about this, but of course, I play darts in glasses. So let's be honest here. I could not play darts without my glasses on. I can't even see myself on my phone without my glasses on. So there's obviously an important part about eyesight, but how important is it in relation compared to everything else? So what I'm actually going to do this time, I'm going to keep my glasses on just because I don't want to put any holes in the wall. I'm going to play a normal leg, and then what I'm going to do after is I'm actually going to put a bit of A4 paper on the board. It's going to cover the treble 20, so I can't actually see what I'm aiming for. And then what we'll do is we'll just see if it actually makes a huge difference. Do I really need to see the treble itself, or do I really just need to have a good enough eyesight where I can see the board as a whole? And yeah, just see if that helps my performance at all. Or, how much does muscle memory play a part? That's essentially what I'm looking at. So yeah, let's do my normal 501. And I'll get a bit of paper and we'll stick it on the board. 303 at the minute. After 6 starts, so not bad. Ton of 98. 45. So 258. Oh, that was a bad one. What I would say today, 100, like this. I'll show you now. When they're not a good dart, they're still in the 20, which is good. Before they've been in like the 12 and everything. So yeah, I'm just generally playing better today. But anyway, 158. It's not going to go, is it? 158, treble 18, treble 18 bull. Oh, nearly. I've wired it. Oh, a bit of treble 18, so 75 because it's a treble 1 and an 18. So 83 for the leg. Oh, 3 tops. Right, I've left tops 43. So how many darts is that? 9, 12, 15, 18. So this would be a 19 darter if this goes. First dart, which it does. Get in there. I think that's about an 80 average, so happy with that. Let's go get some paper. Oh, I can't see the treble 20 or the balls. Oh, the treble 19 now. So we'll see how we get on. Ooh. Oh, I reckon that's pretty good. Oh, right. I have no idea, so you'll find out when I find out. So, what do we reckon? I'll tell you what, look at that. Don't know if you can see that. It's 100. 401. What a start. Right, so I've thrown 18 darts and I'm on 52, so I can't beat the score anyway. Right, so. Oh, I have to keep stopping. This is the only problem. I have to keep stopping at the minute to check exactly what it is. Right, that's treble 9, so 32, 25 left. Let's try and leave a double that's still covered. Right, I've hit 15, so it's double 5. Oh, I reckon that's in. Right, moment of truth. Is that in? Oh, I think it is. Oh, look at that. It is. Okay, I'll take that then. So that is 21 darts. So I'm getting better and better as I went along. Time for my final thoughts, I think. I think that shows for me is that actually you don't necessarily need to see the actual segment itself. You just need to see everything as a whole. And again, what I found, a little bit like the other two sort of experiments, let's say, because I'm not thinking so much about the mechanics, because again, maybe my expectation is a little bit lower in terms of what I'm about to hit, it's helping my performance. I'm playing better in general today. I don't know why that is. My sort of scoring in general seems a lot better. But definitely there mechanically it distracted my mind. And again, we go back to it, distracting your mind is great. Obviously, these are not things that you can particularly do obviously in a pressure situation. You can't suddenly tell your opponent, I'm going to stick a bit of paper on the dartboard. But if you can help yourself gain some confidence in practice and maybe using some of these techniques, I think that might help me get to that next level if I haven't got that competition. So yeah, very interesting. I have to say, obviously I did better without all those things today, but only by a few darts. And I didn't feel like a lot of it was because the experiment or the research paper was wrong. Just sometimes you miss a few darts at a double, but overall, not bad. And I just think my overall form and confidence just grew as I felt more, well, I felt happy with where they were going. So hopefully from that, I can take a lot of confidence from it. And yeah, hopefully we might use these a few more in the future. Definitely need to start playing the computer again. Now I need to do these maybe under a bit of pressure after a while, but hope you've enjoyed this one today. I've learned quite a lot there. I'm going to have a look to see if there's any more research out there that I can use to help my performance. But yeah, I might try and put some of those into practice in the near future. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. There'll be another darts episode next week. More fragrance ones for now this week. And yeah, I'll catch you later.